Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm reviewing Danny Boyle's new film, Yesterday. This stars Hamish Patel and Lily James. And it's the story of Jack Malik, played by Hamish Patel from BBC's EastEnders. He's a struggling singer-songwriter in a tiny English seaside town whose dreams of fame are rapidly fading. Then after a freak bus accident during a mysterious global blackout, Jack awakes to discover that the Beatles have never existed, and he finds himself with a very complicated problem indeed. Performing songs by the greatest band in history to a world that has never heard them. Jack's fame explodes, but as his star rises, he risks losing Ellie, the one person who always believed in him. Look, when I first saw the trailer for this film, I thought this looked really interesting. I liked the idea of using the Beatles songs in a different way. The idea, what if the Beatles didn't ever existed? And what would that mean? And if someone remembered their songs and took them on himself, well, how would the world take that on? And how would the people take that on and be affected by it these days? I'm a big fan of Danny Boyle. I think he's made a variety of really great films. He never makes the same film twice. There are different unique ideas out there. And the only sequel he's ever really done is Trainspotting 2. And this sort of film's no exception. He's trying different things, there's different ideas. And I think he's crafted a very interesting and entertaining movie with an interesting concept. All the acting's solid here. Hamish Patel, I've never seen before, and he's really solid in here. He gets to play and sing the songs, which I really liked, and there's an interesting quality to him. He's a unique sort of actor, but he adds a lot of sort of humour and realism to this particular character. And because I hadn't seen him a lot, I could buy him as James. I could really accept him as this character and go on the journey with him, which I thought was a really great idea to have an actor you didn't really know and going into a film like this. Lily James is fantastic. I'm a big fan of hers. I've been a big fan of her ever since Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which I think is great, and I absolutely love her in Baby Driver. And she's really solid here and playing a unique character. It's a very real and an ordinary character that we haven't seen her play before, which I quite liked. And the chemistry between these two actors is really good on screen. Another sort of standout for me was Joel Fry, who plays Rocky, James's best friend. He's a really funny guy and has some great moments, and he steals the scenes he's in just by being very humorous, but very sort of subtle humour. And I think he's really great to watch on screen. I've never seen him before, and I really like to watch more of him, and I think he was really great and solid in this film. Kate McKinnon in this as well. Look, she plays a music executive. It's a bit nasty and mean and horrible, and I didn't quite like her in this, but it was a kind of, you needed that sort of character, I guess. Ed Sheeran makes an appearance, and it's filled with a variety of other sort of colourful and interesting cameo appearances as well. And Robert Carlyle shows up, which I'm positive is him, in an interesting scene that we see towards the end of the film. He's not really credited, but I'm pretty sure it is him. I really like the use of music. I like the way that Danny Boyle used the music in this sort of film. His great use of different sort of Beatles songs, ones we knew, ones we weren't quite that familiar with, and how James sort of had to keep coming up with them and had to remember the lyrics to them to sort of perform them. And I really liked that, and I liked how they changed up the songs and did them differently than you've always known them to be. And it really asked that sort of question, you know, how far will you go for your dreams? What do you aspire to do? And how far will you go to achieve that? And this sort of film looks at that. It looks at James has this goal of becoming a successful singer-songwriter, and he's offered this opportunity where there's a global blackout, and when everything comes back online, the lights come back on, no one remembers the Beatles. And this offers him this opportunity to follow his dreams, even though they aren't the songs, even though he tells everybody they're the songs he wrote, which clearly they aren't. I thought that was kind of interesting for sort of that sort of story. That was a bit different. And I liked that. I liked that they were trying to take something we'd sort of seen before, a person trying to follow their dreams, and do something different with it. And Danny Boyle does do this. And he has a unique and visual style, and he adds a lot to this film in the way he makes films. I don't think this is his best film. I don't think it comes close to films like Slumdog Millionaire, that where he's really making a really intense and interesting film. I think this is solid in his catalogue. And it's a film that I didn't mind. It had good moments to it, but I didn't love it. I wasn't connected as much as I thought I should be or wanted to be. It was just a very simple film, simply made and executed, and a simple story with very relatable characters. There are, however, things I didn't like about this film. Just little small things that I didn't love or thought could have been better or more interesting. I felt even though Danny Boyle added his own sort of flavour to this sort of film and tried to do something different, this is a story we've seen many times about someone having a dream they want to accomplish and the lengths they go to achieve this. And when they're able to achieve this goal, it's not what they thought it would be. And it's like they're trying to get back to who they were before all of this happened. And this film sort of follows that very closely. Even though there is the twist with, you know, the Beatles not existing, so he takes his songs and makes them his own, it just felt like something we'd seen many times. Even though it was a little different, it just felt very similar ground. And it wasn't as unique and interesting as I thought it could have been. The other things I didn't quite like about it is I didn't like Kate McKinnon in this. I thought she was terrible. She kept going for jokes, and she was playing a sort of an odd character, and I get that, but I just felt it would have been better if she played it a bit straighter and not tried to be so humorous all the time and try and hit jokes all the time. Because I think she's capable of becoming a quite a fun and entertaining actress. It just feels like she hasn't quite got there yet. She's not playing those whacking crazy characters she usually does or is well known for playing, but she still plays this in an awkward, strange way, and I just didn't like it about it. I just didn't think the character suited her, and I didn't like her performance at all in this. And the other thing I didn't like is the ending. It should have ended earlier. It had a good place to end, but it chose to keep going, and I just felt that this sort of sequence and the end of the film let the film down a little bit for me, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, or thought I could enjoy it. Final verdict. Look, if you like Danny Boyle and you like the Beatles songs and you're kind of interested in a unique spin on those sort of following your dreams movies, this might be the film for you. It is entertaining and fun, and it's a solid and simply made film with a simple story and solid acting and great music. I must admit, I'm not the hugest Beatles fan. I do like some of their songs, but I'm not a massive fan like everybody else is. So I think because of that, I didn't enjoy it, I guess, as much because I knew some of the songs he sang, but not all of them. I'm going to give Danny Boyle's Yesterday 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was solid and entertaining, a simple story, well done. But it just wasn't great or gripping, or I wasn't as emotionally invested as I wanted to be. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.